So I actually got in touch with Shlomo yesterday. It's not usually my style to kind of put myself out there. I try to do like a zero hishtadlus in regards to my rabbinic exercises, because there's a big danger of gaiva. So, but there's something so important to say from right now that to call it a vor to call it a yesod is not enough. When I learned this, my Rebbe, it changed my life legamrei.
Who's your Rebbe?
Manis Friedman. Changed my life completely, and that's always the truth. When something is the more profound it is, the more simple it is, and the more immediately applicable it is. If it isn't absolutely applicable right now, then it's not that profound. So,
how did it change your life?
So let me give it over and you'll see. Hopefully it will do that to you. Maybe you guys will know already.
I just want to hear about it.
Yeah. So the pasuk says we're going to say this tomorrow. B'ezrat Hashem. This is the end of Chanukah. Yeah, we read all the days tomorrow, and we end up by saying. Vaydaber Adonai el Moshe Eimu daber Aroi v'amatei lav haloischa es hanoras el mul pnei menorah. Yeah, light the say to Aaron to light the menorahs in front of the face of the menorah. The Yoshivas and menorahs and those 7 candles were light. V'yas kain Aaron, and Aaron did so. El pnei menorah elo nosecha ka'asher tzivah Adonai es Moshe. V'yas kain Aaron, says Rashi. V'yas kain Aaron lahagid shivchoi shel Aaron sheloi shina, to tell you the shevach of Aaron sheloi shina, he didn't change anything, meaning that he did the lighting of the candles, and he did it according to the halacha. That's the shevach of Aaron. What's the shevach there? Why would you think he would have done something other than that? And even if he did it exactly accordingly, what's such a shevach of just doing the... So, the thing is, because this is such a... Again, to say it's a yesod is not really correct. You'll see when I finish B'ezrat Hashem. It can go in so many different directions, so I'll try and keep it. And in your minds as well, it will probably be whizzing in all different kinds of directions as well, so we'll try and just stay focused to understand it on the deepest way we can, and then we'll spend the rest of our lives trying to apply it, B'ezrat Hashem. So I went to India a few months ago just for Pesach with my daughter, my oldest daughter. Yeah, she helps out a lot in the house, and my wife and I wanted to treat her to something, so we asked if she wanted to go to England. She was like, no. I said, would you like to come with me to the States? She didn't want to do that. So when I was a kid, I went to India, so I was kind of like clutching at straws, and I said, do you want to come with me to India? She was like, yeah. So anyway, I went with her to India for a week. Me and my oldest daughter, she was 16, she's 17 now. And we get on great. We have a lovely relationship. But we were with each other for, I think maybe 7, nearly 8 days, 24 hours a day. And we got on great. We did, and it was intense as well. We were traveling a lot. We didn't eat that much because there wasn't so much food around. And it was India as well, so a lot of intense things going on. There was a couple of times when I was kind of feeling a bit ratty, and like I could have said like the wrong thing. It comes up in your mind. So usually we say it. Yeah, but I realised it's just me and my daughter. We're in this little room together. We've got another 3 days. I'm gonna not say anything, and anyway, the relationship it was lovely. It was a lovely experience, and it got me to start. I mean, this was just to understand this. Let me ask everyone a question here. What is your relationship with someone very dear to you? What does it feel like?
There's a wholeness to it. There's a completeness to it.
So what does it feel like?
Depends on the day.
What do you want me to say, intense?
Depends on the day.
Ice cube in a handful of soup.
That's the right answer. Depends on the day. If I said the wrong thing to my daughter, the feeling of my relationship would have been X, and the fact that I didn't, we had a lovely time and we were very happy. It was lovely. So it was Y. depending on what I ate, depending on how much I slept, depending on what someone said to me, that's the feeling of relationships. So what is a relationship? We keep talking about having a relationship with Hashem, yeah? Everyone wants a relationship with Hashem. Everyone here, I'm assuming, wants a relationship with Hashem, yeah? And we think it's some kind of feeling thing. It's bichlal got nothing to do with feeling. A relationship is much too holy to be felt. A relationship is a metzius. It's something well beyond feelings. It's the foundation, it's the basis, so to speak, where feelings happen. But the relationship itself is infinitely, I mean, I use that word dafka, it's infinitely more than feelings. So we've had like a quick one pulled on us because we're thinking the whole time it's about our feelings, yeah? Don't get me wrong, yeah, it's nice to have good feelings. It makes sense to have nice feelings in an important relationship. That's the avoider of the relationship. But the relationship isn't that. The relationship is a binary metzius. She's my daughter. Finished. There's no madregas in your daughter relationship. Or look at you with your wife, yeah? You get married. You say, Hayat Mukadeshas Li. Are you more married 70 years later? You're absolutely in no way more married 70 years later than at the moment when the Kedusha was Chal. That doesn't change. Now the experience, you can't compare the actual feelings in the relationship and the experience of the relationship 60 years on. Yeah, incomparable. But the actual relationship is binary. She's your wife, yes or no. Cain or lo. That's the Indian of Cain here. Vayas Cain. So to understand that is literally everything. That makes every relationship manageable. Because relationships have crazy ups and downs, yeah? And sometimes the ups go on for years. Sometimes the downs go on for years as well, yeah? But if you can somehow always stay aware and connected to that binary metzius of a relationship, it's just yes or no. There's no madregas in it. Yeah, that will be. For example, I got an email sometime. Someone emailed me saying that their marriage has gone flat. Yeah, it was like a help me email. The marriage has gone flat. So if you're connected to the experience of the relationship, then your response is, oy vey, that's terrible. If you're connected to the metzius of the relationship, you're like, wow, that's amazing, you're married. Okay, so it's flat, we have to work that out. That's the foundation of everything. The more we can hold on to that binary metzius of the relationship.
What does that mean, to hold on to the binary metzius?
The more we can be aware of the fact that the relationship is beyond feelings. It just is. You can't say anything more than that. It just is. She's my wife.
Your feelings are your guide. Your feelings are more truthful than your thoughts, because they're just coming
Absolutely,
out.
yeah. Well, the feelings and thoughts are completely bound up with each other, but they're coming and going, and they wax and wane like the moon. Yeah, they're emotions. They're in motion. They're dynamic. You need that. You need to be aware. I'm not saying that the avoider isn't. The avoider is in the machshavas and the midas and the maisim, specifically the maisim. The avoider of the relationship. There's the avoider of the relationship. And that is about feelings and speaking and communication, understanding, giving, etc. But that's the avoider in the relationship. The relationship itself is much more holy than that. It's not experientiable. See, we can't relate to that because we're like, well, if I can't experience it, then what is it? That's just because we're so egocentric. Because you don't experience it, it doesn't exist. That's how we're feeling. But that's not true. It's not experienceable, but that's because it's so true. That's because it's so true. And now the avoider becomes, it's in the misgeret of that. Is everyone with me? Mm-hmm. Yeah? Everyone's realizing how deep this is?
But I don't understand how that's. I think it's profound and really is affecting me deeply. But how is that tied to that custom?
Beautiful.
So it
Thank
sounds like
you.
Aaron is just following instructions.
So I'll tell you, from what I've learned in my giving over, what I found is that if it's lishma, I feel, this is my own thoughts, people ask the right questions at the perfect time to move you in the right direction. So that's the perfect question. So Vayaschei, so this is what the Lkovod Rebbe said on this, the way I understood it from my Rebbe, is that, imagine, everyone knows Rosh Shimon Zilberberg, yeah?
No.
Not so
Shimon
much.
Zilberberg? No?
They haven't had. They'd learned a little bit here.
He's a big
Arab
tzaddik in
Shabbos, Rav
Yerushalayim.
Shlomo's given it over a little bit.
So
Rav
he's a-
Weinberger has kesher,
Yeah, but if you see this man, yeah, he's a big tzaddik in Yerushalayim with a big following called Nachas Yaakov, and I'm not a chassid of here. I'm not, I don't go there so much, but I know the matzah a little bit. Eliezer used to go there a lot. Eliezer knows what I'm talking about. That I saw him one time for Hoshana Rabbah. Yeah, I went with my kids, let them see what it looks like. It's tzaddik shaking a little bit of esrog, yeah. And we wait for hours, and eventually comes out. And the talus is over his head, and before he actually started moving, I'm watching, and I'm just seeing drip, tears, just a little puddle of tears just dripping down. Yeah, he starts to shake a little bit. So they handed him a new. He got through a couple. I don't know if it was 2 or 3 lulavim through the whole. It was someone told me, I never saw. Someone told me by at the end of Rosh Hashanah. He's just like a schwitzy, like under his talus with this schwitzed out, like on the floor, kind of convulsing, yeah?
Take his towels off, he'll cool down.
You can say that. I don't know if you'd go near him.
Yeah, he's mamish like the Bedichev of our generation.
So think of it this way, yeah? This is, and please understand what I'm saying.
What's his full name again, please?
That's Tzvi Meyer Zilberberg.
Meyer and Tzvi Meyer are different people?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They're actually close, the shuls are
Very
close.
close.
Yeah, okay.
The Tzvi Meyer Zilberberg.
He's more hidden these days. He's not trying to get like a Ami magazine article, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I went to get a bracha and he's very, very warm, very gracious.
Very warm, yeah.
Very warm.
He cares about everyone. That's how you know.
Yeah,
he's a
that's
real
what sealed it for me, what you just said. The
Yeah.
warmth.
That's
the
how you
warmth.
know. That's how you know he's a tzaddik.
Hold
he
his
shakes
hand,
your hand, he
it
looks
changed
into
my
your
life just
eyes.
touching his hand.
Yeah. The tzaddik isn't that bit. The tzaddik is that bit.
The love, yeah.
Anyway, that's a different thing. So think of it like this, yeah? You realise what the avoider of the psilas was for the menorah. What kind of like fine motor skills and such delicate, deft work that was, yeah? Imagine, like preparing the lighting the menorah. What kind of avoider that was, yeah? Imagine Tzvi Meyer Zilberberg, yeah, who on Rosh Hashanah is like convulsing. Put him in the Kodesh HaKadoshim and give him the menorah to light, yeah? It would be carnage. It would be like, it'd be on the floor on fire, there'd be oil everywhere, broken glass, the menorah would be over on he wouldn't be able to do it. He wouldn't be able to do it.
Wouldn't you think just the opposite? The calmness of the Shekhinah and finally being home and not being in Gullus, and he's one with his beliefs and what he's constantly striving to be. So it's ultimately serenity.
You could say that. I wouldn't have thought that. And the way that the Rebbe explained it, I wouldn't have thought that. The stories of the tzaddikim with their slavs, like with the Bedichev, with this lulav and esrog, with this tefillin when he smashed his hands through the cupboard, and all these crazy stories of the tzaddikim just couldn't control themselves because of reboy awe. They just like went out of there. So I hear what you're saying, but anyway, this is the way the Torah is given over, and it's to understand the point anyway. Because I'll explain. So the Lubavitch Rebbe said, who understood it, is that this was the one situation, the one example that there could be where the Ava and Yira for the mitzvah would be mafriya, the actual Maisa mitzvah. Out of all there's no such thing as Ava and Yira taking away from a mitzvah. Forget it. Every mitzvah needs Ava and Yira, and I'm not giving anyone here any kind of idea that we should be doing any mitzvahs without Ava and Yira, without kavanat suma. This is not the point of what I'm saying. Bichlal, yeah, we shouldn't walk away with that at all. It's the opposite of what I'm saying. But in this bizarre situation where the kavanah could actually be mafriya the Maisa Mitzvah, the kavanah has to go to the side. And again, I'm not going into this. If people understand Tanya, this is the difference in the tzaddik gamor, a tzaddik she'eino gamor. The Aaron HaKohen, this was the shevach of Aaron HaKohen, that his Avron Yira, he was so high that his Avron Yira was l'shem mitzvah. It wasn't really his Avron Yira. There wasn't a man there. He was so bottled, so nisbato into the Rebbeinu Shloim, that there wasn't a man there to have Avron Yira. So his Avron Yira was of the mitzvah, and therefore he was able to actually put it to the side. That's the shevach of Aaron. If it was, I'm now explaining the difference between a tzaddik gamor and tzaddik she'eino gamor from the Tanya. If anybody knows these in Yanim, this is a big. So I'm just saying very quickly though, that the tzaddik she'eino gamor, where it's his Avron Yira, he wouldn't be able to do that. Well, how can you put your Avron Yira to the side? That's who you are. It's of you. It's only when you're so high that he was able to do that. But the whole point is, and this is what we're trying to take away from the whole inyan is, the Maisa Mitzvah is binary. Just like the relationship is binary. Did you put the mezuzah on your door? Was it kosher? Yes or no? Even b'diavad means yes. Yeah? There's only, but in the Maisa Mitzvah, Moshe Rabbeinu cannot put a mezuzah on his door any better than I can in the Maisa. When it comes to the kavanas, yeah, there's lo doma ze leze, bichlal. But when it comes to the actual Maisa Mitzvah, yeah, there aren't madregas. It's like you're married, yes or no. You put on tefillin, yes or no. The Maisa Mitzvah is mamash merames to the actual relationship more than anything else. More than all the kavanas, more than all the emotions, the actual Maisa Mitzvah. So the shevach of Aaron was that he, in this bizarre situation, was actually able to put his emotions aside. Now the question comes out: what's the relevance to us? Yeah, I don't have any Avron Yira Bichlal to put to the side. Like, what am I here to learn about? Yeah, thank you. Nice, what's the word?
Lumdus.
Yeah, nice lumdus. Thank you. But what's this? How's this relevant to me? It couldn't be any more relevant to us. Why? Because you're right. We haven't got that much Avron Yira to put to the side. Yeah. And the Avron Yira that we have is definitely not to be put to the side. But we've got a whole bunch of other stuff to put to the side that's much easier than putting Avron Yira to the side. Like, I want meaning in my life. Even the machshava, I want to feel close to Hashem. It's not about you feeling close to Hashem, it's about His mitzvah being done here. Putting anything else to the side and just doing the mitzvah to the halacha mamash, that is connected to the actual relationship mamash. Now we need to be working on everything else, but we have to be taking ourselves back always to the foundation of the relationship. With me? So, what's that to do with Chanukah? Because that's the inyan of 8. 7, which is Shabbos, and you realise that Shabbos is only shaykh to much less Yidden celebrate Shabbos than they do Chanukah. Why? Because Shabbos is a Shem Hashem. Shem Hashem means it's of this world. It's Elokus in this world. It's the Shechina, which is Hashem in relationship to this world, yeah? And that's all about how much you prepare for Shabbos. Your Shabbos is going to be dependent on how much you prepare for Shabbos. Yeah? As Chazal say. That's 7. 8 is the one after that, which is merames to the actual relationship upon which everything else is built mamash. And that's Torah Sheba'al Peh. Torah Sheba'al Peh is the Rebbeinu Shloim. That's the Rebbeinu Shloim. That's what our relationship with the Rebbeinu Shloim is predicated on, is the Torah Sheba'al Peh, not on Torah Sheba'al.
In relationship to what you said before, that was Shekinte and Hashem and Class 7, what would be 8?
8 is when you're being kashor to the who. That's Ein Sof. That's where everything is founded on. All of reality takes place within context of Ein Sof, so to speak.
There's no
So-
preparation doesn't help that.
Sorry?
So preparation doesn't help. That just is.
There's no madregas in that. It's like the difference between Hashem's relationship with Noach and Hashem's relationship with Abraham. When Hashem introduces Noach, when the Chumash introduces Noach, what did it say? He's tzaddik, he's halach Hashem. It gives three tzaddik. V'doira gives 3 big shvachim. Yeah, there's 3 big shvachim of him. What does it say when it introduces Abraham? Lech lecha. Why? Because Abraham's relationship with Rebbe is not predicated on behavior. That's why the Geula of Hanukkah came without tshuva. It wasn't like in Purim where we did tshuva and then the Geula came. Yeah, there was no tshuva. There was just a bunch of starke Yidden, the Kohanim, who were really merames to this inyan. The Kohen Gadol was merames to this inyan of the relationship with Mamash. They started fighting. We doesn't talk about tshuva bechlal.
Came after the Tshuva.
Our tshuva came after B'diuk. We could go on for a long, long time because, as I said, it spreads out like oil. Oil goes from the highest place and it goes into the depth of the beged. That's why you have to take it to the dry cleaners. So oil is above water, yeah, and then it goes down into the toichiyas of the begad and mamash. So, like I said, it will go. It'd be nice to meet again next week and hear where everybody's head went with understanding this. But anyway, should be zeicha to be connected to the relationship more. Than the feelings of the relationship, but to remember that the avoider of the relationship is the feelings, etc., especially the Maisa, and that's why it's 7 + 1 = 8, because really we're 8. That's what it's about. It's about knowing this and living in the relationship. That's our avoider, B'ezrat Hashem. Shkoyach.